When we last left off, the two of you had just found two hooded figures, by which I mean they are bound and have hoods over their faces. You've also just tied up a goblin and interrogated him a bit.
Is it my gun?
Yes.
And what was the goblin's name?
Yisla.
I'm surprised you remember that.
You took my thing.
You think I didn't figure that you guys would ask me again and save the nobleman. So you have these figures in front of you. What would you like to do?
Are they breathing?
Yeah.
Are they upright?
They're sort of down on their knees. They're bound.
No, I was wondering if they appear to be
Yep.
conscious.
You guys hear some muffled sounds, but it's all darkness to you at the moment.
I pull out a dagger.
Alright.
And I cough politely.
Okay. You hear a cough.
Hello?
A muffled huh? Comes out from under the hoods. One of the hoods.
How big are these characters?
One looks to be quite small. Maybe 3'2".
Is that a gnome?
The other is medium sized, but there are some protrusions. Like the hood doesn't seem to fit quite right.
You know what? I'm not only serene in the face of danger. So I just walk out of the cave. Hey, what's up?
Okay, you approach the bound. These people are they're in the corner of a cave.
Oh,
So
okay.
to remind you, you're currently in the room. That was split in half with a 10-foot high wall. There were some goblins running around. One of them had the nobleman hostage, who, by the way, is currently sort of recuperating himself after being pushed off the ledge.
Because of me.
And then when you went up the stairs around where they were apparently keeping this nobleman, you found these two figures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I do a check to try to look at what it is, what they are?
Sure. Perception.
Yeah,
Do you even need a check for that?
I don't know. Do we need to check for that? I don't know.
I mean, if you want to, you could just go up to them if you want. Are you trying to...
Okay, let's just go up to them.
Alright.
So the smaller one, is it a child?
It doesn't look to be. It's doesn't have the proportions of a child. It looks to have, the proportions of an adult. It's just very small.
I immediately free the gnome.
Alright. And I'm assuming you whip the hood off?
Yeah.
Hey, you can suddenly see there was a halfling?
Gnome.
Oh, there's another gnome standing in front of you.
Hi!
Ha! Your hands are bad. You can't go.
Well, yeah. Do you cut the cords?
It is a gnome, right?
Yes, it is a gnome.
I cut cords.
You said free, yeah.
Yeah, I'm making sure. I don't know how crazy cautious they're being. I
guess I just wiggle around helplessly on the floor for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Not much I can do.
By the way, to give you two some backstory, you were traveling on the Tribor Path, which basically is a pathway between the city of Neverwinter and basically goes east from the Sword Coast. When you were traveling, our fighter, you were hired by a dwarf named Gundren Stoneseeker as a bodyguard, and you were also hired, but he wanted you to survey some land for him. So you met him on the trail, traveled for a bit, but then were accosted by goblins, ambushed, brought here.
So I pointed the other one. Friend of yours?
Kinda.
I'll cut that one loose too.
Hey!
Yes.
You notice that as you take the hood off, that this figure has dark red skin and horns.
Have I ever seen a tiefling before?
You were part of a circus. You probably saw some of them in the audience. They're not common, but
They exist.
yeah, you know enough that this isn't, literally a demon in front of you.
I was kidnapped. They have tarnished my honor. My honor!
Okay.
This guy and his honor. What are you, male or female?
Female.
This lady
This
guy.
tiefling and
This
it's
lady guy and her honor.
I feel like
I
the
throw
truant.
forward my chainmail
Non-stop.
check. Definitely still female. Lowers chainmail.
I feel like the truant's suddenly going to turn into a stand-up comic. Hey, this guy girl. Hey, whoa, ooh. The nobleman smokes up. Are those two still well? This is a man you know as Sildar Hall Winter, not Winter Hall. He was traveling with Gundren when you met him. You know that he comes from the city of Waterdeep, which is a grand city of various guilds and organizations. And he's... What?
I was going to say, well, they're not unwell.
Good. I would be sorely dishonored if people in my care were harmed.
Now he's talking about his honor, it's about my honor.
Yeah.
Tell him that.
This is about my honor, not your honor. I was dishonored when I was captured.
I'm sure we can share the honor.
Oh, my honor.
Meanwhile, the goblin goes. So what do you guys do?
Is this the goblin that kidnapped me?
I mean, I'm gonna ask you, how familiar with goblins, and you think you can really tell them apart?
I don't think I can tell them apart, but I also think that I go over and yank him up by his ears.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Yeah.
You can grab the goblin. Stop her, Isla!
How dare you try and kidnap me and my comrades?
Not my fault! Under orders!
Orders. I know a thing or two about orders.
Please put me down!
Okay. I lift the goblin a little bit higher and then drop. How big are goblins?
They're small creatures, so
Okay,
again.
so I lift him to about my head height and then drop him.
Okay.
Rather unceremoniously.
I look
Okay.
at you terrified.
He was already bound, so
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so he's now...
yeah, he's
dropped
not,
him.
yeah. So he's flopped over onto the floor.
Do either of you know about this goblin? Were you the ones who captured him?
Yeah, he did pretty good. He's been pretty decent to us since we've killed both of his leaders.
Pretty good. He kidnapped us.
Oh, well, he must have kidnapped you before we killed his leaders then, because he's been okay since we've killed his leaders.
Well, you should probably kill him too. He's clearly a criminal.
Let's see how much more information we can get out of him first.
First, but then after.
I see no need to kill this creature.
You see no need. You clearly were not in control of the situation if this is where we ended up.
Fair enough.
Good point. I can't argue with that.
What do you guys want to do? I like...
Yeah, alright, so there's 4 of us in a cave.
Yes.
Finish interrogating the goblin? Or I could interrogate the goblin. I would enjoy interrogating this goblin.
I will actually,
For
I'm
your
just gonna
honor.
let you guys know, so the dwarf that hired us, we got hired by the same dwarf who hired you, it was
Mm-hmm.
the same dwarf.
I mean, do you sort of compare your backstories?
Yeah, notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got hired by this dwarf dude, whose name was
Gundren Stoneseeker.
Gundren Stoneseeker. And then we lost him on the road, and then we came here to get him. But they took him off somewhere.
They sold him to a castle somewhere in that way.
We figured we should
outside.
rescue him, otherwise we won't get paid.
Yeah,
Hmm,
he's gonna give us a ton of money.
what
Like
were
10
you
gold
guys-
points or something.
What were you guys hired to do?
Just move a cart from
Yeah.
point A to point B. The cart's sitting outside.
So he hired 2 separate groups and we were all attacked. That seems very suspicious.
Well, he hired us all as individuals.
Yeah.
Yes, but-
He hired you to travel with him on the road and you to basically do something in the future. And he had these guys bring provisions from Neverwinter to Phandelver. And they found basically the cart, or they found the
Tracks.
horses that you knew Gundren, he was traveling on, and Sildar was traveling on, and followed that to this cave.
Well, clearly he has some sort of enemy if we've all ended up in this situation. And then he's been captured as well.
Yes.
Indeed. I fear that it may be because of what he discovered.
Oh dear. What did he discover?
A stone?
Many stones, in fact. You see, Gundren and his brothers, they claim to have found the entrance to the Wave Echo Cave.
Is this the
Does this
nobleman
have
speaking
any
right now?
meaning?
or-
This is the noble. This is Sildar speaking.
Okay.
Sildar Hallwinter.
Place
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He looks at
Does that
Wave Echo Cave. You know, the Phandelver's pack. No, none of you are familiar with
No.
this. So he.
I woke up in the field 2 weeks ago. I don't know where this is.
More than 500 years ago, clans of dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as the Phandelver's Pact, by which they would share a rich mine in a wondrous cavern known as the Wave Echo Cave. In addition to its mineral wealth, the mine contained great magical power. Human spellcasters allied themselves with the dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge called the Forge of Spells, where magical items could be crafted. Times it went well in the nearby town of Phandelver, prospered as well, but disaster struck when orcs swept through the north and laid waste to all in their path. A powerful force of orcs, reinforced by evil mercenary wizards, attacked the cave to seize its riches and magic treasures.
Richard.
Also, they seized Richard. Richard! Human wizards fought along the dwarf and gnome allies to defend the Forge of Spells, and the ensuing spell battle destroyed much of the cavern. Few survived the cave-in and tremors, and until now, the location had been lost.
So, we could either find the dwarf or find the cave ourselves.
It's been lost for centuries. I would say it would probably take more to find it again. Gundren seemed pretty certain that he and his brothers had found the entrance.
Where are his brothers?
I do not know.
Well, you said the nearby town of Phandelver was prospering, so I think that's a good place to start.
Well,
We're heading anywhere, yeah.
yes.
Or we can go to the castle where Gundren was taken. Is that in the same town?
So basically, when you interrogate the goblin, he was like, the castle is up and over, kinda. You go, I've never been there. It up, and then it's a left or a right. Or he basically, like, he has sort of a general idea, but you don't know how, like, if chances are, if you wanted him to actually lead you there, you'd want to get a lot of provisions, because it could take you several weeks, if not months, if ever.
We have a cart of provisions.
And Sildar basically, he also mentions when you say that, you know, he might have had something against you, he mentions, when we were captured, I heard the large furry one, he mentioned something called the Black Spider.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
Nah.
And that Gundren was to be brought to him. It is the word he uses.
Do we know
Did he
where
say
it
where
is?
that was?
I do not know, I'm afraid. I do not know who or what this Black Spider even is.
Now, are we at the end of this cave, or is it a cave
Wait.
system?
I mean, it was a small cave system. Like,
And we're at, like, the...
We're in it.
you're in
Much
a
further.
you're in an off pocket. Like, you're not that far in, but like they've pretty much mapped out the whole system.
And we think we've established there's nothing left in it besides
Yeah.
the little goblin we have. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So the goblin's no use to us right now.
Not really, no.
I agree that we must ensure the Gundren is safe at some point, but I must go to Phandelver at this moment. I have a contact there, Iano Albrecht. I'm sure he can help if he's there. I've heard no word of him, and I would gladly pay for you to escort me to Phandelver at the least.
How much will you pay?
Well, I mean, that was our original contract.
Yeah.
So I feel as long as we get that done, then
And
Well,
it
the
is also
original
my
contract
duty to
was,
save Gundren, because he hired me to protect him, and I clearly failed in my duties, and this is important.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably deliver the provisions at the very least, and then, you know, to your question of how much, I do not have anything on me at the moment, but I could easily secure a loan, 50 gold, shall we say?
Definitely. I mean, how about you?
I mean, like I said, you know, our original assignment was to get this to Phandelver?
Phandelver.
I see no reason to stop doing that.
And towards you two, I don't think this cave is all. We want to hang out in this cave. Would you like to join us also as well?
It is my duty to join you.
I mean, anything's better than the stank cave.
We're in.
Hey, this cave.
I am a druid forest gnome, okay? There's nothing about caves that I like.
I'm a rock gnome, I'm into caves.
I'm a forest elf. I don't like caves.
It's
that much
like
either.
the Odd Couple all over again.
I have no strong positive or negative feelings about caves.
Unless they contain honor.
Unless they contain
A
honor
chest of honor.
or possibly...
A vein of honor.
Yeah.
You can mine
Yeah.
it.
Alright, so, you guys head out from the cave. To remind you, you had found another stash of supplies with a blue lion was what they were, labeled with.
Oh, yeah.
Basically they have the sigil of the Lion Shield coaster, which is a merchant company.
Yeah,
in
we
Phandelver.
needed it for anything useful, I think.
Well, this is a whole bunch of supplies.
Oh.
Like food?
Food, like equipment sort of stuff, like basic merchant goods. Do you guys want to take it with you, or?
Yeah, I'll take anything we can carry.
Well, you have a cart.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Well-
I'm just wondering how much space is in the cart. I have no idea.
I mean, you've got the wagon. You can it's a fairly large wagon. You could
Right.
load this stuff up on there.
Let's load it up.
All right. So you continue on your way, and after maneuvering your oxen out of the little blind that you left them in, have you decided to name your oxen, by the way? I'm just wondering.
Oxen 1 and Oxen 2.
All right.
Aw, can't they be Bluebell and Stevie?
Yes, they can.
Sure.
All right. Your newly renamed oxen, Bluebell and Stevie, and you continue on the Tribor path, and eventually reach the frontier town of Phandelver. The rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of the town. It consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations. More old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy and briars, surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on sides of the cart track, and which widens into a muddy main street of sorts as it climbs towards a ruined manor house on the hillside on the east side of town. You're approaching from the west. As you approach, you see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores and running errands at the stores. Many people look up at you as you approach, but they all sort of return to their business as you go by. You get a couple more, incredulous looks as you pass through. It seems like they're not used to tieflings.
Racist.
Yes.
Racist, surprised. You know.
I serve my country. I deserve respect.
As you enter, Sildar seems a lot more at ease, and he says, "My friends, let us secure lodgings. I'm told the local inn is quite quaint."
I love quaint things.
Things are good. I can get a drink, maybe play a few games of dice.
So you head to the inn?
Sure.
All right. So basically the inn is in the center of town. It's a large, newly built roadhouse of fieldstone and rough-hewn timbers. As you enter, you see that the common room is filled with various locals nursing mugs of ale or cider, and all of them sort of eyeing you with curiosity. I'm assuming you approach the bar.
Yes.
All right. There you see a short, cheerful-looking young man, and he says, "Ah! New visitors to the town of Phandelver. How'd be ye?"
We be
Good.
good.
We are
Been
looking
worse.
for...
I have been worse.
Who are we looking for again? What's his name?
We're not looking for anyone right now.
No, we are. The guy was looking to meet his friend there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
At the inn, though, or?
Or, well, I mean...
so you Sildar basically mentioned that he was going to get a room and then probably talk to the town master. The man he was looking for was named Yarno Albrecht. You know that you have the stuff to deliver to Barton's Provisions,
Okay.
and the Lion Shield coaster is also coaster. Coster, yeah, coaster. Is around here. But right now, if you mention Yarno, the proprietor sort of looks at you and says, "Can't say I've heard of him."
We're looking for Barton.
Barnes! Oh, yeah, it's just down the road. Are you gonna be staying here for long? I mean, I've got some free rooms.
I think we'll definitely be staying a night or two, for sure.
Excellent. Should I just put you down now, then?
How much is a room?
Jesus, I don't have this off the top of my head. Excuse me 1 second.
Which one of us
Oh, so it's not like you're gonna make up 200 gold.
Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood DM here. First off, I'd like to thank you for listening so far, and secondly, I'm here to apologize because the rest of this session was actually lost due to some Audacity shenanigans. Now, since I couldn't very well have the players come back in and re-record the session because that's not how D&D works, I'm just going to be going over the basic plot points that were missed because of this. So, as you last heard, our players, as well as Sildar Hallwinter, had decided to take up residence in the local inn of Phandelver. Once they were settled there, they decided to go and deliver the provisions that they had brought from Waterdeep to Barton, as well as the provisions that they found in the cave to a local branch of the Lion Shield Coaster. With these tasks completed, our heroes decided to accompany Sildar to visit the townmaster of Phandelver, who unfortunately had not had any contact with Sildar's compatriot Yarno Albrecht, and while the townmaster appeared to be quite in a tizzy, he insisted that it had absolutely nothing to do with these rumors of ruffians going around the town. Why, what are you even talking about? That would be crazy. So, of course, our players investigated these said rumors and found that the town was actually being plagued by a band of ruffians known for their scarlet cloaks that they wore and known as the Red Brands. While investigating these rumors, our heroes managed to ignore every hook for side quests, but also managed to find out that the Red Brands were known for hanging around a rundown tavern. Our heroes went to the tavern, dispatched the Red Brands that were hanging around there, and from there discovered that the true Red Brand hideout was underneath the manor on the outskirts of town. Our heroes ventured there, made their way to the cellar, and engaged in a combat that involved far more tentacles than I'm comfortable discussing. And that is where we will pick up next week.